Hi boys, welcome back to the channel YouTube. I'm Navy Dad. This is Rusted Bolt's Garage. And last week, the channel hit 1,000 subscribers. Mind-blowing.
And now for something completely different.
Yay! 1,000. I lost one of the eyes. That's right, 1,000 subscribers. I can't believe that. That was never even in the thought when I started doing this silliness. The whole reason I started this is, and I call myself Navy Dad. In fact, there was a comment posted a couple of days ago. I deleted it. It was just weird and kind of creepy and really, yeah. So I don't have time for that kind of stuff. I don't reply to it. I just delete it. The guy was weird. So anyway, the whole reason that I started this is because I'm a dad. Both my sons were in the Navy. I say both because my oldest just got out 3 months ago after serving 5 years. He was an AO with the F-18 Squadron at Oceana Naval Air Station. In fact, he had the honor of being the plane captain that launched the planes that flew over President George Bush's funeral. And that was really pretty cool. My youngest son, who's just 21, and a crew chief aboard a Sikorsky CH-53 helicopter. He's still in fact, he just re-upped and he will be in for 10 years total. So my oldest son just got out, like I said, and he's trying to find his way right now, and it's kind of difficult with everything that's going on. But he's here now. I won't come on camera. And he's going to help me do stuff because he is quite the artist. And we are going to actually, and there they are. So, sorry.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah. So anyway, we are going to come up with a new logo. We're also going to hopefully design some t-shirts. I think got a really cool idea that will be really fun and kind of interesting t-shirts for the channel. Again, just kind of for my sons and just having some fun and for my love of cars. So on this particular episode, so the first thing I want to say is there's craziness going on in the world right now, as you all know, and everybody says this to everybody else, and maybe it gets a little old, but stay safe. And really that's important right now for everybody. Keep your family safe, keep yourself safe, do what the medical community says and kind of ignore what they say on CNN. Those guys are idiots. But stay safe, honestly. And the whole reason for this particular video is really we all need a little distraction. So this is just my little part, and not only to give you a little distraction, but to give myself a little distraction. Our family's safe, and we're all safe and sound here in Texas right now. But that is the point. Be safe. So we'll just start off here with a couple of little things. One, I'll give you an update on the fleet. I know that's a YouTube thing, I think, is the fleet. I mean, I have 3 old junkers, so I'll give you an update on the fleet. And maybe tell you a little bit about myself, or more of my love for cars and how that started, as you can see from a few of these pictures. Yeah, I mean, from day one, my blanket was a crushed Volkswagen Beetle that kind of looks like a Porsche 356. So we'll just say it was a Porsche 356. That was my blankie. And so there's so many pictures of me when I was a little kid, and there's always a car. There's always a toy car. And then when I got older, of course, real cars. So I think I've owned, and I'm not talking about flip cars either, I think I've owned about 55 cars now. I know. And not all of them good either, like this one. Yeah, no. That was, yeah, no. Anyway, that's just a few of the cars that I've owned and some of the craziness from when I was a kid. So as you can see, I am passionate about the automobile. In fact, I love all aspects of the automobile. I love every genre of the automobile. I may not totally like some aspects of different genres of automobiles, but I respect it all. And I think that drives some of my friends nuts, because I'm kind of like, was it Troy from Hand-Built Hot Rods, I think it is. The intro to his show says something about how some guys like, you know, a particular brand, and then it gets more finite than that, and they like a particular model, like a Camaro or something like that. And I mirror his statement, saying I don't think that way. So I do. I love all genres of the automobile. In fact, it drives my friends nuts, because I know and understand what dunk, box, and bubble is, and the cars that spans for the different terms. Think about that for a second. So what other genre will keep alive a vehicle that really nobody cared about? I mean, think about big 70s GM vehicles, Chevys, Buicks, Oldsmobile, Cadillacs from the early and mid 70s. Nobody cares about those cars. They use them for demolition derby, right? Well, that particular aspect of the automobile community loves those cars and keeps those cars around. And I have a personal love for that, because the 71 Chevrolet, full-size Chevrolet line, I think is the best Chevy of all time. The 71 was just a great looking car. I mean, the grille was great, the bumpers were still tucked in. It was just a beautiful car. The Kingswood station wagons. I grew up with some friends that had a 71 Kingswood with a 454, and that was one of the ski vehicles that we all used to go skiing in. So, in fact, if you can guess, well, I don't have anything to give away. I'll give you a gold star on the on the comments field. I'll just put gold star. I don't have anything to give away. But there's something different about all the 71 full-size GM lines that didn't carry through to their predecessors, because for the most part 71 through 76 was pretty much the same vehicles. They changed things around, they changed the bumpers around a little bit, the grills, the headlights, things like that, but for the most part that entire line was the basic same car. But there's something different about the 71 that none of the predecessors have. Put the comment down in the comment field, and I'll give you a gold star, because I got nothing else to give you. So that's just kind of an example of what kind of car nut I am. I really do love the automobiles. In fact, next to my family and my friends, that's my number one love. I just love cars. So anyway, so let's move on, and shall we discuss the fleet? Okay, so fleet update. Here we go. First, the Daily Roller, the Fast Attack Tahoe. Now, why do I call that? Well, because, you know, that's kind of copish. Under the hood, we have a Volant, or Volant, however you say it, cold air intake. That's been on there for 6 years, I think. We have Taylor cable wires, and we have Summit Racing coils. And inside there, we also have a 6-liter cam, LS3 lifters, DOD delete. The ECM has been reprogrammed with no speed limiter. Well, I take that back. It actually has to have a speed limiter. So it has 175 mile an hour speed limiter on it. Yeah, no way. But anyway, it also has a milling high volume oil pump on it, and running down the road at 80 miles an hour, it's pumping about 50 pounds. So it runs really good. Pretty much run corn gas in it all the time. Of course, if you've seen the other video, how to put HIDs in there, I'm actually researching right now on how to upgrade everything to LED, and I think I may have it figured out for these lights that will work. So that will be coming soon. Well, it's probably going to be a little while with everything that's going on, but yeah. And oh, something I wanted to show you. This is what happens when you don't drive your vehicles for a couple weeks. You see that? Yeah. And even better is what's in there. Yeah, this truck's been really only been driven once in the last 2 weeks. So if you live around lots of squirrels and mice and a tree full of acorns, probably should check your rig every once in a while. The Old Blue has a few too. So anyway, it's an 07 Tahoe. We also have, and that wasn't by choice, but those are, yeah, those are American Racing torque thrust wheels, because I came out here one day to go to work and somebody stole my freaking wheels along with 3 other people in my neighborhood. because my factory 20s didn't have the daggum locks on them. What they do is they stick bricks underneath the ball joint and then under the brake pan in the back, let the air out of the tires and pull them off. Yeah, they hit my truck, an F-350 and a Silverado down the street. That sucked. That was 4 years ago. They're double locked now. So inside we have just your standard Tahoe with a few added extras. That's the light bar light, and that says blue ambi because I got a little blue ambient light under here, and of course the cup holders light up too. What? Aftermarket stereo. I've got an amp, 2 amps. The sub amp is under here, and then the regular stereo amp is under that part of the console. And then kind of dark, sorry, that's the sub, and that's actually pretty cool. I found that on eBay. There's a guy out of Atlanta that was making custom center GMT 800 for either Tahoe, Suburban, whatever. And I think it was $100, and it fits right in there, and it works really well. I think I've got a 12-inch Kenwood in there. I can't remember now. A couple years ago that I did that. Okay, and the old girl has 147,000 miles on her, so she's got plenty of room left. So that's about it for the Tahoe, and it's dirty, I know, but well, what can you do right now? Not much. Okay, so Old Blue, and as you can see, where little freaking craters were in here too. Dadgum. Nobody's figured out what motor's going in here yet. Brian, Dennis, shut up. And because they know. And anyway, haven't figured it out yet. And that's going to be pushed back a little bit because of everything that's going on. And I still have to source the vehicle because I think I'm going to buy the entire car, like from Copart or something. So I have all the components. So more to come on that. As for the exterior, going to leave it exactly the same. I mean, truly, that is just cool patina. That'll look really cool, clear coated. That won't. So what I'm going to do is, again, I mentioned this in a couple other videos, that the roof, this part here and here, is going to be painted white, kind of like late 60s, 70s C10. And I am going to go back and repaint this part of the door on both sides because it's all peeled off. And I think it should look really good, but I'm going to make sure that stays a little patinaed because I don't want it to look like brand new paint along with the truck not looking like that. So now the interior. So the interior is going to look really cool. I actually have another set of these Pontiac Bonneville seats that's in better condition, and those will get dyed. The console is going to be from a 99 to 2000 Cadillac Escalade or Yukon Denali. I actually got one out of a 2000 Escalade, and it's a 2-year only console, and it's really cool. It wasn't available on any of the other GMT 900s, and it's just a really slick looking console, and I think it'll look really good. Of course, I do have a really nice dash that will go in here and a tilt steering wheel. Also going to put the new headliner with a Suburban center console up there, and that's also where I'm going to hide some switches. Well, not hide some switches, they'll be right there, because I am going to upgrade, and I am going to be adding power windows and power door locks, but I'm not going to put the OE power option door panels on them because I don't like them. I think they're ugly. I've got an idea on how to clean these up and make them look really cool, but there's not going to be any switches on here. Power windows and door lock switches will be in the overhead console, which should be really cool. And then also they make a double din kit that goes in here that's going to slide right into the console. I think it'll look really, really good. Of course, new carpet and all that fun stuff in here. So the interior will look really cool when it's all done. And that's really about, oh, there is one more thing. So as you remember, this truck's a budget build. I paid $1,000 for this thing. And I did the drop in different pieces because if you buy the kit all at once, it's expensive. But if you buy the parts individually, it's not that bad. Plus that, the front Beltec spindles I found used, which really helped out. But I'm going to use this truck as a truck. It cannot carry a heavy load right now because the axles will hit the frame with a heavy load. So I am going to have to C-notch it. but that's okay. Just the C-notch kit itself is probably $120, and it's fairly easy to install. You don't have to remove the bed on this one, so we'll get to that later too. But that's about it for Old Blue for right now, and this is a ways off because Miata is next. And of course, this has been sitting here just like this for when did I do this? I think I did this in July of last year. So it's the engine is going to be kind of a gray color, and I think the contrast is really going to look cool. You'll like it when you see it, I hope. And of course, I'm going to do with all the lines. I'm going to do the wire tuck as best I can. There's some of these wires you really can't hide, and brake lines and stuff like that. I'm not going to go that far, but I think it'll look really good under the hood when it's finished. Paint and body. Yep, it doesn't need much body work. It really just has a few dings here and there, and that's it. Some of them I think I can work out. It'll need a little bit of filler here and there, but yeah, I'm going to paint the car, and I'm going to paint it black. I'm going to do it myself, and I've never painted a whole car before, and it's a black car, and you know how hard it is to paint a black car. So we'll see how that goes. Now the interior. The interior is going to be, I just really like interiors, so the interior is going to be really, really cool. Of course, I have a roll bar for it that'll go in. But the interior is going to be really cool. Here are the seats, and here are the door panels. Okay, here are the seat covers. Now, I put the link below on where I ordered these. They don't have this color or any greens, I don't think, listed on the site, so I emailed them. And they said, yeah, they sent me an email with several different swatches, colors, picked one, and they made them for the exact same price as a regular. Now these are faux leather. Okay, they're vinyl. I didn't want to go with the regular leather. It's just too expensive, and you know, this is just fine for me. I think they look great. And these are full covers. These are not slip-ons. These are full covers. They even have the headrest zippers and perforations for the speakers. I don't think I'm going to use that. And of course I have the ABS door cards. And then that is going to be the door panel. Now, unfortunately, when I ordered, this is the swatch that I ordered off. You can see it's a little bit much brighter green, and it matches this a lot better. This is a little bit darker, and when I pinged them, they said they apologized and sent a, you know, that was an older swatch, and this is what the color is. So it's okay. It's still going to look good. I'll put the link below where I ordered this. This is actually seat fabric for a 71C10. So I think it'll look pretty cool. It's also very, very similar to a 71 Porsche 911 and 914. I think both had a very, very similar type interior. So that's what the interior is going to look like. All right, I know you think I'm crazy, but it's going to be cool. I'm also going to be building my own version of a KG Works dash. I did it once before and it turned out pretty cool. Here it is. But I sold that because it really wasn't going to fit what I'm doing with this car. In fact, I've already bought my rev limiter gauges from Adam. Bought those a while ago. Here they are. So I'm going for kind of a real retro look. But the dash is going to look cool. And wait until you see the rest of the interior, how cool it's going to look. I know. Green. Are there any Miatas with green interior? Have you ever seen a custom Miata with green interior? I've looked on the internet and I haven't seen any, so maybe this will be one of the first. But I think it's going to be really cool, really retro, really late 60s, early 70s. I think it'll be pretty slick. And here's the JDM engine. Now, I was told, and it was written on the manifold, that this thing had around 85,000 kilometers, which I think is about 53,000 miles on it. So we'll see when we get into it, because I'm going to replace all the seals, I'm going to pull the head gasket, and I'm going to install ARP studs and all that kind of thing. So we'll see how this motor is. But then, of course, there's all this stuff. All of that's Miata stuff. And it's all boxed up. I mean, these are all parts and things that I have been buying from strip cars, from Pick and Pull, from Craigslist, whatever, for the last 6.5 years. So I got a lot of crap. Oops. Of course, there is the turbo. This is the beggy kit, or however you say that, beggy or whatever. And I bought this 3 years ago, I think, along with, it's everything. It was the complete kit, even the Mega Squirt. The only thing it was missing was injectors and the wideband. I already have the wideband, haven't bought the injectors yet. But it only has 7,000 miles when the car was wrecked. So it's, I mean, everything is still super clean. And so that, not only that, is the Mega Squirt was tuned for this exact build that I'm doing. And it was getting 236 horsepower to the ground on a Mustang dyno. So that was pretty cool. So in here, I'm not going to open up all this stuff, but this is all my control arms that have been blasted and painted. Also, the big brake upgrade, everything's been painted and cleaned. Have all the parts in here ready to go. The only thing I don't have for the brakes is the rotors. And then also coilovers are 10 or tine or teen, or I don't know how you say it, but those are over in my storage, but I have that too. So all the suspension is going to be new. Now I got to show you. And of course, here are the subframes. Okay, so ignore the really messy attic right now. But there's the rear subframe and the front subframe. And then the rear end, of course, is a... that's it, all cleaned up and painted. That is from an 04 MSN. And I've got the axles too. And I have the rear diff, which I've got all cleaned up and ready for paint. And I'm going to show you an easy way in another video on how to remove those. I literally got them both removed in 10 minutes. So that'll be in an upcoming video, along with the the gas tank removal and how to clean the rust out of it. Okay, well, I've actually recorded some of the stuff you've just seen over the past 2 weeks. It just hasn't been time to do that until my hair's grown more. I mean, we all need a haircut, right? Can't get out and do that. Kind of thinking, maybe I should grow the mullet back. Yeah, my wife would kill me. Or my early 80s look. Yeah, no. Anyway, I really appreciate it. Thank you. 1,000 subscribers, that's just mind-boggling. So I really appreciate it. So I hope you stick around and see what we got next. The Miata is going to be a heck of a build. I mean, how many times do you get to watch an entire car go from a tub, what's sitting behind this camera right here, to a complete running, driving, fun car with really cool interior. So anyway, stick around if you can. If you can't, I understand, no big thing. So hopefully we'll, my son is right now designing some really cool stuff for maybe a t-shirt line or two. I think you'll like it. It's not going to be just say, say something like this. Although this is cool. So again, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Y'all take care and be safe. Follow what the medical community tells you, not CNN and who knows else. So do that. Be safe. Take care of your family. Protect yourself. We'll see you soon. Boys, you be safe. I'm Navy Dad. Thank goodness there is still beer in the apocalypse. Y'all take care now.